Module 2, an overview of NOAA Education's strategic and implementation plans and monitoring progress. Welcome to the second in a series of recorded presentations intended to give an overview of NOAA's educational enterprise. This presentation will briefly describe NOAA's Education 20-year strategic plan and 2-year implementation plan. We'll also discuss how we monitor progress toward our goals and objectives in our strategic plan. We recommend that you watch Module 1 prior to viewing this presentation, as it provides an overview of NOAA Education and gives useful context for this module and other modules in this series. Through collaboration with NOAA educators, staff, leadership, and other interested partners, the agency established its Education Strategic Plan. The strategic plan outlines 5 primary education goals accompanied by supporting objectives. The goal of the strategic plan is to provide a framework to help focus our educational efforts. The following slides will give a brief overview of each of the 5 goals and an example of how the goal is being addressed in the field. Goal 1. An informed society that has access to, interest in, and understanding of NOAA-related sciences and their implications for current and future events. Goal 1 aims to increase the public's ability to access, understand, and use the science and services that NOAA provides. For example, the NOAA Climate Stewards Project provides professional development and tools to educators in order to support the implementation of climate education projects. The goal of these projects is to engage the public in climate education and introduce actions that help reduce the impacts of climate change. Goal 2. Individuals and communities are actively involved in stewardship behaviors and decisions that conserve, restore, and protect natural and cultural resources related to NOAA's mission. For example, NOAA educators are extensively involved in and support a variety of citizen science projects. Through crowdsourcing, these citizen science projects use data collected by members of the public to assist researchers in answering real-world questions. Goal 3. Individuals and communities are informed and actively involved in decisions and actions that improve preparedness, response, and resilience to challenges and impacts of hazardous weather, changes in climate, and other environmental threats monitored by NOAA. The National Weather Service's mascot, Owlie Skywarn, has been useful in grabbing the attention of the nation's youth. Through social media campaigns and web-based interactive activities, Owlie's followers have access to daily posts about weather, science, and safety, and posts related to student and teacher educational opportunities. Goal 4. A diverse and highly skilled future workforce pursues careers in disciplines that support NOAA's mission. There has been a concentrated effort NOAA-wide to increase diversity in the workforce. NOAA Education is contributing to this goal by providing support, financially and experientially, to students from diverse backgrounds. For example, the Educational Partnership Program, Holling Scholarship Program, and the Dr. Nancy Foster Scholarship, just to name a few, provide undergraduate and graduate students pursuing degrees in NOAA mission-related fields with financial support and, in some cases, experiential opportunities to better prepare them for the workforce at NOAA or similar institutions. Goal 5. NOAA functions in a unified manner to support, plan, and deliver effective educational programs and partnerships that advance NOAA's mission. Through the Education Council's use of working groups, the NOAA education community coordinates education activities and monitors progress using the strategic plan. More information about the Education Council and its function is discussed in the webinar entitled NOAA Education Council. The NOAA education community works collaboratively to advance the goals and objectives outlined in the NOAA Education Strategic Plan through implementation priorities documented in the NOAA Education Implementation Plan. Also, the NOAA education community is dedicated to tracking and reporting our progress towards achieving our strategic goals through our annual accomplishments report, which houses quantitative data, particularly our common measures, and qualitative data, which are our accomplishment stories. The implementation plan, accomplishments report, and common measures enable us to track and monitor progress and remain aligned with current needs and priorities of the agency. You will learn more about each of these in the following slides. The NOAA Education Implementation Plan written and executed by the NOAA education community, is a companion document to our 2015 through 2035 Education Strategic Plan. The plan highlights priority actions that expands NOAA's current capacity to support, plan, and deliver high-quality education programs. The document is not all-inclusive and highlights only selected priority actions that the community is making progress toward biannually. The actions build on our ongoing work and describe how NOAA Education plans to update agency-wide priorities, reach more people from all backgrounds, and maintain relevance in a changing world. The document is reviewed annually, and NOAA Education convenes ongoing meetings throughout the year to monitor and track evidence of progress towards the actions and goals that were committed to in both plans. The Education Strategic Plan's Goal 5 of Organization Excellence is a council-wide goal, and as such, implementation plan actions towards this goal are undertaken at the council level. During the creation of the implementation plan, the council set up and approved 5 working groups to aid in progress towards Goal 5. These working groups are focused on increasing collaboration, highlighting our programs and products, and promoting diversity and inclusion by reaching groups traditionally underserved and underrepresented in NOAA in the STEM fields. The Regional Collaboration Working Group is pilot testing regional networks around the country, which will improve coordination and collaboration between various field educators, NOAA program offices, and local and state governments. The program's Products Delivery and Development Group is identifying stakeholder needs, reviewing high-quality NOAA products and programs, and delivering them to stakeholders for incorporation into education activities. They have been responsible for the creation of a new collection of education resources, which are aligned to the 3-dimensional learning called for in the National Research Council framework on K-12 science education. The Internal Professional Development Working Group is responsible for developing and implementing a process for prioritizing needs and providing professional development to the NOAA education community. This current webinar series is one task currently being undertaken by the group. The Underserved Audiences Working Group seeks to better understand, connect, and strengthen NOAA's portfolio of education programs and efforts that engage underserved audiences. Activities currently include writing case studies, gathering survey data, and performing literature reviews with the ultimate goal of developing products to communicate best practices for successfully reaching underserved audiences for science literacy, stewardship, preparedness, and recruitment to NOAA leadership. Finally, in order to promote diversity and inclusion at NOAA, an agency-wide high priority, the Diversity and Professional Advancement Working Group is developing recruitment, retention, and advancement strategies by analyzing survey results, workforce demographics, and hiring statistics. These groups are chaired by members of the Education Council, and membership includes council members, field educators, and program managers from across the line and staff offices. As part of the strategic plan, we developed evidence of progress, which is intended to describe the measurable results we are trying to achieve and the strategies we use to achieve those results. To communicate these results, 10 common measures and a variety of accomplishment stories are collected through a data call and compiled into our annual accomplishments report. This report is a critical product of our evaluation effort, as the common measures communicate the reach of our educational investments, and the stories provide context and communicate impact on various levels. Some examples of the common measures we collect each year include the number of youth and adults who participated in NOAA-supported informal education programs that promote and inform environmental stewardship and decision-making, the number of educators who participated in NOAA-supported professional development programs that enhance understanding of NOAA-related topics and use of NOAA educational and scientific resources, the number of post-secondary students trained in NOAA mission-related science through NOAA-funded higher education programs that prepare students for career paths at NOAA and related organizations, the number of people that visit museums, aquariums, and other informal education institutions hosting NOAA-supported exhibits that enhance stewardship and promote informed decision-making. Now that you have a better understanding of NOAA education's goals, objectives, and how we measure progress, Please watch any or all of the other modules in this series to learn more about NOAA's educational enterprise across our line offices. Module 3 contains information about education programs and resources in NOAA satellites, National Weather Service, and NOAA fisheries, including the Teacher at Sea program. Module 4 focuses on the National Ocean Service, including the Office of Coastal Management, Office of the National Marine Sanctuaries, and the National Estuarine Research Reserve System. Watch Module 5 to learn more about the education programs and resources offered through the Office of Oceanic and Atmospheric Research, including the Climate Program, Sea Grant, and Ocean Exploration and Research. Module 6 focuses on 3 programs with agency-wide implementation: VWET, Ocean Acidification, and Ocean and Climate Literacy. And Module 7 describes the programs and offerings of the agency's Office of Education, including Hollings Scholarships, the Environmental Literacy Program, the Educational Partnership Program, and NOAA Outreach. Please take a few moments to fill out a survey regarding this module. We welcome suggestions for improving this presentation. The link is available on the YouTube page for this video presentation and can be used for any of the NOAA education modules.